Hello there. So I'm going to talk about testosterone, or rather Mr. Hegseth's, again Mr. Hegseth's statements. He's the Secretary of Defense in the USA, and he said recently that they will be doing a testing the testosterone levels of their soldiers to see if it's high enough. So apparently there will be a threshold, I guess, and they need to be above that. I don't know how this will apply to female soldiers. I don't know, but the reason apparently is that soldiers should be combat ready and high testosterone and all of that. Now I don't know if that has much to do with reality. Do you need to be high testosterone to be a good soldier? I doubt it. But I think that what we're seeing here is basically the same thing as when the Trump family financially supported the enhanced games. Anyone remember that? The doping games? It was kind of a flop. But what they tried to do there was to, have... I don't like to use the word athletes, but because they were not athletes, but people on testosterone and whatever else, and see if they could break the world records, which I think one of them did, but it was a big flop. That whole thing was a marketing scheme for testosterone and maybe some other quote-unquote supplements as well. That's what it was all about, and that's why companies making synthetic testosterone supported that show. And the same is what's going on in the US Army or with Mr. Hegseth. This is the Trump administration shilling for big pharma. They want to normalize taking synthetic testosterone, and that's what this is about. It's really very simple. It all boils down to money and greed. It's very sad. So that's basically what it's all about. Now, having low testosterone is not healthy. Of course it's not. And I do think that everyone should, as part of, when you do a, what do you call it in English? A health screening or a health check, which you should do, when you do that, you should also test for testosterone. And it should be above, or should I say within the healthy range. And we can discuss all day long what is the healthy range, but I tend to think that it should not be at the lower end at that range. Yes, I think Mr. Hegseth said that, did he say, you'll have to correct me on this one, that they aim to see what they can do with natural remedies, or I don't know, you'll have to check me on that one. But if so, that's good, that's good. Now we're entering the field and the horses will be coming to the fence here. They like some company, Hi, hi. Hey. Yeah. But I think it all boils down to money, and maybe they will if a soldier has low testosterone, maybe they will then try to do something about the diet and so on. And if that doesn't help, which it probably will not, because these things, they kind of take a little bit of time, right? Then they will add synthetic testosterone, right? And it's all about normalizing taking synthetic testosterone. That's what this is about. Which is kind of sad, because most people, they don't need that. Yes, there is something to be said there for older men. And I think that's a discussion you should have with your doctor. If you are an older man, older gentleman. Yeah, someone walked past. It's a summer holiday here now, so lots of people come here to stay at their summer houses. So there are actually some people in the woods here now, walking their dogs and so on. Now, where was I? Yeah, so, I mean, there is a time and a place for taking synthetic testosterone, absolutely. But it should be rare that younger men need that, and I think that it's mostly a lifestyle problem. And what we do know is that there's a lot you can do to increase your testosterone and decrease the things in your body that inhibits the testosterone, right? So first of all, your diet. You should eat real food. You need lots of protein, healthy fats, so avoid the seed oils. You need lots of sleep. You need to avoid stress as much as you can. Avoid ultra-processed foods. What else is there? Yes. The sun. And this is rarely spoken about, but we know that exposure to sun increases your production of vitamin D, and vitamin D is directly affecting your testosterone production. So if you spend your life indoors, it's going to negatively affect your testosterone production. So, I mean, it's obvious, you know. We should be out here under the open sky. We should eat real food, and we should sleep all night long. You know, it's really that simple. But the typical Western lifestyle goes against all of that. People they spend their lives indoors, and they eat crap food, and they eat lots of things that we should not eat. Hey, hey. Yeah, hey. Hey. Yeah. Hey, hey. Oh, they're a bit shy, but this one is not. Hey, hey. Hey there. Yeah. You should never do this on YouTube, because people then click off the video. So, if I cared, I would not say hello to the horses. Hey, hey. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Okay. So, to summarize, you know, Mr. Hegseth with his tough guy persona and all of that, it's all rubbish. It's nonsense. It's about money. They're shilling for big pharma. You know, I will say, to their credit, so to speak, this is not as bad as shilling for big pharma trying to sell an experimental vaccine. It's not that bad, but it's still bad, because if you take synthetic testosterone, you know, it's they say. Now, I will say that I've never touched that myself, and I have had my testosterone levels tested. It's at a good level. Not only in my age group, but I have high testosterone, which is good. I'm glad, but I think it's because I spend a lot of time outdoors and I eat real food and all of that, so it's not a big mystery, But yeah, we should always try to follow the money when it comes to these things. And another thing I will just add that there is a culture now, the Western culture, where we see it in the movies and so on, where the male movie star is typically he has a physique that is unnatural, that you won't achieve unless you're one out of 1,000, 1 out of 1,000,000 that has the genetic code for muscle development to that degree, But if you look at these movie stars, they're on steroids. They're all on steroids. There might be some exceptions, but if you look at the action stars, they're on steroids. And I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong. It's ethically wrong, because what you're doing is you're telling young kids, young boys, that this is how you're supposed to look, and it's not achievable. It is not achievable unless you cheat, okay? And there is a problem with taking testosterone, like the bodybuilders and, just kids going to the gym. There's a problem with that. It has been proven to increase aggression, and you get, domestic violence, you get road rage and things like that. So I see a lot of people who writing in comments and so on, who cares? Well, I care, and you should care too. You would care if your sister or your daughter got beaten up by the boyfriend who's taking steroids. Then you would care, okay? And that needs to be said. But okay, thank you for listening. If you are still listening, subscribe to the channel and all that. Thank you. Bye-bye.